Today's episode of the Just Keep Swimming podcast is brought to you by Audible. Audible is an online audiobook and podcast service offering over 10,000 books and the ability to listen to your favorite podcasts, including the Just Keep Swimming podcast. I personally use Audible all the time and suggest you take a listen to Intentional Living by John C. Maxwell. In this book, Mr. Maxwell shares his story on how he was able to live a noble and purposeful life and gives you tips and tricks so you can do the same. So please start your 30-day free trial now at www.audibletrial.com/JKS podcast, all lowercase. Again, that is www.audibletrial.com/JKS podcast. And if you have any more questions or concerns for the Just Keep Swimming podcast, you're always welcome to reach out to us on Facebook or at Instagram at justkeepswimming_podcast, or you can email us at jkspodcast702@gmail.com. And with that out the way, let's dive into it. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to the Just Keep Swimming podcast. This is your friend, your boy, your host, Mr. Adrian Jackson, and we back at it again with another great episode for you. And you already know who's with me. It's the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. 1-3, dropping hot beats for the city as always. So please make sure you guys check him out and keep up with his latest projects. So today, ladies and gentlemen, I want to have a discussion or a little, pre-discussion about transformation. So that's going to be the topic for the next 2 weeks, and I kind of just want to discuss it a little bit, get a little prelude into it so we can start thinking about what transformation is, what causes transformation, why we transform, what do we transform to actually. And I kind of just wanted to, bring up those topics before next week so we can get ready for a great episode. We're going to have a great guest who I believe has transformed big time from what they used to be to who they are now, and they're still transforming, so I think it'll be a great episode. But let's go ahead and dive into it. So what is transformation? So I went to the dictionary and I looked up the definition of the word transform. To transform is to change in form, appearance, or structure, to change in condition, nature, or character, to change to another substance. And then another definition is to alter or be altered radically in form or function. And I think that right there is really pretty interesting. I actually never looked up the word transform. I feel it was one of those things that I always assumed I knew what it meant, but actually reading the definition made me think about it a little different. And trying to relate it back to what it is to be human, I'm always curious about what causes us to transform. Like, I know so many people that were one way at some point in life and now they're completely different. I feel like I'm that way sometimes. How I used to act years ago is no longer how I act now. But I'm curious on what causes the transformation, because we all know people that act the same way now as they did when they were younger in high school or whatever the case may be. And it's like they never came through that transformation. And it's always interesting of like, how do some people transform and how do others not transform? I do believe it's a personal choice. It's something that you have to truly choose and decide to do. But what makes that choice possible? Is it some type of catalyst that happens in life? A loss, a death in the family, a loss of a job. Maybe it's a speech that somebody gave to you that just resonates with you in a whole nother way. I know I've had many of those for sure, where I listened to a speech or read a book, and just based off of like one phrase, it's like, I gotta start thinking differently now. I have to start moving differently now. Is it life in general? Is it just like the headaches and the angers and the frustration of life that make us finally say, you know what, I'm no longer going to deal with this. I'm going to become something new. I can't change that, so I'm going to change this. But I'm asking these questions hoping that you guys can respond and let me know, like, what made you transform, what made you have a transformation and transform to something different, and was that different good? Was it a good transformation, or was it a bad transformation? I feel we all have good and bad transformations. Like, I always think of the Wonder Twins. I know I'm older, but the Wonder Twins, they were a pair of twins that when they touch rings, they can transform into certain objects. One can always transform to some type of animal, and the other one can always transform into some type of water-based object, ice, a bucket of water, rain, something like that. And it was always kind of funny because in Robot Chicken, if you guys ever watched that, they always talk about how the male twin has the Saria, or the transformation, and his transformations are never helpful. They're always hindering. And I'm just, it made me think like, how many of our transformations have we had recently that weren't actually good? It was actually something that hindered us, and we probably should transform back to what we used to be. Or maybe we did a transformation that was so powerful that we don't have the ability to go back, and we can't go back to the form that we used to be, So, just some thoughts I wanted to throw out there about what it is to transform. How do we transform? What causes us to transform? And is the transformation always good or bad? So that's just some thoughts out there I wanted to share with you guys. Like I said, a little prelude for next week's episode. So please, everybody out there listening today, I ask that you share with us some stories of your transformation. Maybe what caused your transformation. Maybe it's a story where you feel like you transformed, you thought it was going to be good, but it actually turned out to be bad. Whatever the case may be when it comes to involve transformation, please share the stories. We would love to hear them. As you guys know, whoever shares a story will for sure shout you out in the next episode. Again, the next episode is going to be amazing. I think it's going to be a great topic for sure, and it's something that everybody can for sure jump in on. So yes, if you want us to share your transformation story, please go ahead and reach out to us over the email or the IG or Facebook, and we for sure will get your story on next week's episode. But transformation is hard. It ain't easy, or it could be easy. It could be something simple. It could just be a mindset. It could be spiritual. It could be physical. Who knows? But let's discuss transformation this week. So please share your ideas, share your mindset, share your stories. We're truly looking for them. We truly appreciate everybody out there listening today. I hope everybody's year is starting off amazing, and we're all on a great path. I know there are some things going on already in the world that's like, oh wow, I can't believe we're starting off the year like this. But don't let it scare you. Don't let it frazzle you. Don't let it stop you on your journey, on your path, because it's all a part of the plan. So let's just trust it and know that we're on the right path. With all that being said, I hope you guys have a great beginning of the year. Hope everything's going well. Hope you have a splendid evening, a wonderful afternoon, a blissful day. And remember to just keep swimming.